So, according to the media, like the New York Post, so take that with a grain of salt or two, Harry and Meghan are having a quote unquote professional separation. They are in the midst of a professional separation. And that is why Harry and Meghan, according to the Post and many other really anti-Sussex publications, are claiming that Harry and Meghan are having this professional separation, whatever that even means. So they're giving us all this, you know, information about the solo appearances, and apparently, Harry allegedly said they were at professional crossroads, etc., etc. So, I mean, what does that mean? Well, I've noticed that Harry and Meghan have definitely been making a lot of solo appearances lately. I would even suggest that across the board, the royal family, I see Sophie, Duchess of Wessex. What is she, Duchess of Edinburgh? She doesn't always go out with her husband Edward, right? I see them making a lot of solo appearances. What about that, right? I see Charles and Camilla making solo appearances quite often. What about that? Are they having a professional separation? Not to mention Kate and William. I mean, so many solo appearances in the past year or two. I mean, they even announced the separate appearances in advance. I mean, like a year in advance, they tell us that, we're not going to be appearing together. What is the meaning of those solo appearances as compared to Harry and Meghan's solo appearances, which are being sort of discussed? I mean, this is so exhausting, honestly. These people exhaust me. This whole Harry and Meghan thing is exhausting, you guys. I just feel like giving it energy, giving it bandwidth, responding to these people, or even reading these articles, it's like it just saps my energy on a level like you just don't even understand, you know, because it doesn't really matter why they're saying it. It doesn't matter what the truth is. The fact of the matter is that these are per diem, per click journalists, or another way to put it, this is per diem, per click buffoonery by journalists, where they can't leave Harry and Meghan alone because it means they won't eat. Literally, they will not eat, because their whole shtick right now, their whole um, sustenance is their articles that they write. And in order to get paid, they get paid by the article, by the day, and by the click. Per diem, per click buffoonery by journalists. So it's like a bunch of buffoons who get paid by the day, by the click, to write all these things about Harry and Meghan. It doesn't matter that the exact same thing is happening elsewhere. If they write about that, no one will really care per se. I mean, unless they come up with something really interesting about why Kate and William are not appearing together, maybe an affair, or whatever. This might be interesting because they see clearly that, Kate and William appear together even less than Harry and Meghan do. But they're not writing about that for a reason, because they're not getting the clicks. And an important part of this per diem, per click buffoonery by journalists in the UK and elsewhere is the engagement. They need people to engage with the material, with the content that they produce, right? Without the engagement by readers, by bloggers, by YouTubers like myself, these articles will just flop and people will stop making money, and the whole industry will dry up. The industry depends on engagement. It's one thing to produce all the content you want. If you don't have eyeballs, if you don't have views, you're not making money. I mean, the way that YouTubers make money is by views, right? So the more views someone is getting, the more money they're making. The fewer views they're getting, the less money they're making, right? Like in my YouTube channel, I make no money because I don't have views, right? I have no views, right? These people, they need views. They need people viewing it and sharing it and talking about it and mentioning the articles by name, mentioning the journalists by name. And that's how virality happens. It's like they need people to engage with the content and then share it and discuss it and talk about it. You have to understand that there are a lot of journalists, these per diem journalists, and even YouTubers who Harry and Meghan in particular, are a niche. They are a niche. I mean, they literally, that's all they do. That's all they cover every single day. It's just Harry and Meghan in particular, right? So if they stop talking about Harry and Meghan in particular, they will not have views, right? They will not have people engaging with their YouTube channel, engaging with their online newspaper, right? And then what happens? They don't make money. So there's that, right? There's that phenomenon. And I'm like, I'm a part of the problem because here I am talking about what they said in the New York Post, right? I'm part of the problem because I'm giving it wings. I'm mentioning it. And I'm like, what do I do? Just stop talking about Harry and Meghan completely? I don't want to stop talking about Harry and Meghan completely because I'm interested in Harry and Meghan. But I'm recognizing that by engaging with this content, by repeating it, by talking about it, by analyzing it, by mentioning it, even I, who have no views, I'm a part of the problem. But the bigger problem makers are these per diem, per click, uh, buffoonery um, journalists or journalist buffoons or whatever you want to call them, right? They are really invested in this Harry and Meghan "We Hate You" campaign, and they have put everything into it. Their whole career right now, that's it. It's like a career. They call themselves royal experts, but royal experts of what? Royal experts of Harry and Meghan, because they're not following the other royals. Not really, very little, right? Because those other royals are not getting clicks. People are not engaging with that content the way they engage with Harry and Meghan. So the way out is for everybody who, like Sussex Squad, to just like stop talking about it, stop mentioning it. But then we stop talking about Harry and Meghan, and I mean, where does that get us? It's a catch-22. I guess it means that you have to sort of think about how much you are repeating these stories on your YouTube channels and looking to reduce that to some extent, and sort of diversifying your content on your YouTube channel so that this isn't all that you depend on to eat, so that they don't win, because they win because people depend on the content that they can generate on their YouTube channels to get clicks so that they can eat. It's a very toxic thing, very, very toxic, very cyclical, just very disturbing. But anyway, that all sad. So what else? So on December 4th, Harry and Meghan's documentary on Polo will drop on Netflix. So I can't wait. That will be in like 3 days. So I can't wait to see it. I've seen some articles, obviously predictably panning it and so on and so forth, panning the trailer. Yeah, I was just saying panning the trailer. One of them was like, oh, he's the son of a king and he's making this kind of whatever. And I was just like, okay, whatever. I can't even. This is per diem per click buffoonery, and I'm not even going to engage with that. I can't wait to see the documentary, the Netflix documentary. And I believe also on the 4th, Harry will be in New York. And he will be, is it the Deal Book with Aaron Sorkin or whatever? He's going to sort of, it's like a conference with many impressive people in the global society who are making a difference in the world. And I believe Meghan will also, on that day, I've heard, she didn't make a statement, but I've heard that she will be attending a gala where Tyler Perry, the godfather of their daughter Lily Beth Diana, will be honored. Like, I think the Paley Awards, Paley Institute, something like that. So there is all of that. And that's it for the updates for Harry and Meghan, you guys. You know, the conclusion being that, these per diem, per click buffoons who call themselves journalists can't leave Harry and Meghan alone and can't, you know, speak the truth about Harry and Meghan. They have to use exaggeration, hyperbole, and all of these things to get clicks. They have to insinuate a lot of negativity because people enjoy it. It's like people enjoy the negativity about Harry and Meghan, whatever their reasons for that is their reasons. I mean, I can't explain it, but they enjoy it. And so the journalists know that it's like a cottage industry, right? The Harry and Meghan, especially Meghan. I mean, look, if Harry and Meghan divorced, which is what they all want, I mean, let's say the worst thing happens and they do divorce and Harry goes back to England to live with the royal family and gets himself a beautiful blonde new wife or whatever, they will be very happy. But they're still not going to leave Meghan alone, because they know they're still going to get those clicks by harassing Meghan.